My third tip is focusing on the journey, or what they call trusting the process. Early this week, I think it was on Monday or Tuesday, someone posted on Twitter and they were asking a question. And they asked a question. This process they are talking of, this process that they are always talking about, where is it? And these things come to us sometimes, and people tell you, trust the process, and you're like, but the process isn't working in my favor. One thing you have to understand is, what is that process? I mean, the process comprises of you, first of all, yourself, your efforts, the plan itself, the objectives that you have, your support team, and your major aim for that project. So trusting the process isn't, there's no magical process. You just have to believe in your capabilities, yourself, the plan itself. You have to believe in it, because most of the times it's hard actually to implement something when you don't believe in it, or when you actually don't have an aim or a goal for it. Because it's the goals that keep you moving, and it's your belief in your project that even when it fails and even when it works, you keep moving. It's very important to begin with the end in mind, but also you need to know that to get to that end, it's only the journey that is going to lead you to your destination. There's steps that you have to take before you arrive to your destination. So it's the journey that matters. And if you give the journey your all, if you take each step one at a time, you will eventually get to your goal. You will eventually meet that ultimate aim that you have, that primary objective that you have set. Most times we get very, very anxious because we are only focused on our end goal. Instead of using that to actually motivate you to take each step at a time, it's the only thing in your mind, and you keep thinking, I'm so far away from achieving my goal. Because that's the thing, usually your ultimate goal is always at a distance, it's always far away. If you only focus on that end goal, and you forget that there are some small goals that you're going to have to meet, or that you're going to have to achieve for you to actually finally reach that ultimate goal that you have, then you will obviously be anxious throughout. Okay, so when you're starting, focus on the start. Remind yourself that, yes, I have an ultimate goal. I know it at the back of my mind. It is there. I am putting it aside, but I am going to focus on what is going to help me to focusing on your journey helps you to actually focus on your daily goals. And when it comes to trusting your efforts or trusting the process, like I said, that there's a lot of things that I included, like yourself, your efforts, your plan, your goals, and your means or your support team. When you wake up in the morning and you feel uninspired, or you just feel like there's so much pressure, I can't do this anymore, I can't move on, it's not working, just sit back and review your plan. Review your goals, review your plan. Even remind yourself of what your efforts are, or what your strengths are, or what your capabilities are, what are you bringing to that project. And I do this all the time personally. There's those days when you feel like things are just not working, or you're just uninspired, and I usually just get my notebook and start writing. This is the project that I'm working on, I write it down. This is what I want out of it, so what is my plan? It helps you to remind yourself of actually where you're going, but also it helps you to find out what is not working, or what is going to work, or what you can try to actually move forward, or to actually take that step that you want to work. If what you have been doing in the past isn't working, do something new, and maybe that will work for you. So trust your efforts and trust the process. And how do we trust the process when we are feeling stuck, or when we are unsure or uninspired? We review our plan. And you find, what can I do differently that wasn't working before? Or if it is just a new beginning and you're just starting, what is the one thing that you need to do? What's the small thing that you can do to take at least one step to move forward? And usually when you lay it down like that, it helps you to find at least one thing that you can work on. Give some attention, more attention, that will help you to be less anxious. And the next step that usually works for me is accepting uncertainty. Yes, I know it can be so hard, because it is what it is. It's uncertainty. You don't know what's lying ahead. You don't know what's coming tomorrow. You don't know if tomorrow is going to be a better day, but you can actually use that uncertainty to motivate you. Because this is the thing. You have your story, you tell your story. You have your work. It is your plan. It is your idea. Use that uncertainty to help you to shape your future. Use it to help you to shape your tomorrow. You don't know how tomorrow is going to be, but you can actually plan on how it's going to be. Uncertainty brings lots of self-doubt. It can demotivate you, it can be frustrating. And when you worry so much about the uncertainty, when you're so focused on not knowing what is going to happen, that can actually affect whether you will start or not. Embrace the uncertainty and use it to motivate you to shape your future. Number 6, don't overthink it. Okay, and just ignore the pressure. You'll always feel the bad energy, the ugly thoughts of self-doubt, of you cannot make it, you're not enough, you're inadequate. You will feel them, because all those things come with anxiety and it brings them along. And when they come, sometimes you start to pull back, you start to actually believe those thoughts. And that affects whether you will start or not. So what I want us to learn today is don't overthink it. When you start doubting, when you feel that doubt, when you feel that pressure, or when you are even tempted to compare yourself to someone, just focus on the facts, not emotions, because usually the overthinking is all in your head. It's all right there in your head, and you have the facts right there before you. You have come so far already. You have an idea. There's people out there that don't. People are doing different things. Sometimes I'm like, oh, how did that person even think of that, right? So you realize that we have different ideas. Even just having the idea is a step. Those are the facts that you have at hand, the facts that other people have achieved it, the fact that you have achieved different things in the past, the fact that you have come this far. Use those facts to overcome the emotions and don't overthink it. That way you'll be able to overcome anxiety and overcome the pressure and overcome all the fears and all the self-doubts. Self-assessment and gratitude. I have found so much power in assessing myself. I have found so much power in being grateful. Now, you're starting something. You have a project. You have something to work with. I already said how that itself is an achievement. So, whenever you feel anxious, take out your pen and take out your notebook and note down your different achievements. From the past. It doesn't matter if you've celebrated it before. It doesn't matter if you thought of it yesterday. Write it again, and focus on that. Those are the facts that you need actually to push you forward, to motivate you, motivate yourself. Use your past experiences, your achievements to remind yourself of how strong you are or how capable you are. Do different assessments, periodic assessments. They can be daily assessments or monthly or quarterly, but use those assessments to actually motivate you to move forward and remind yourself actually why you're working on certain things. Remind yourself why you need to take that step that is making you anxious. And while you're at it, accept that some things will actually take longer. Accept that some projects need more effort. Accept that some things you cannot achieve by yourself. Find the support that you need, and you can only achieve that by assessing yourself. You can only do that by assessing your project. If you don't take time to consider what you're working on, if you don't take time to break it down and know that this is what I want to achieve tomorrow, this is what I want to achieve by next week, you will not be inspired to move forward. You will definitely feel uninspired because you're overwhelmed. You have this entire project at the back of your mind. Break it down, accept that some things will take a long time, and accept that some things you can achieve tomorrow and focus on those. And after you've achieved them, continue taking each step at a time, hoping to get to that ultimate goal that you have. Lastly, and most importantly, pray. Remember to pray. Remember to involve God in whatever you do. And I am speaking to all those that are religious. If you're not, believe in your efforts, okay? Remind yourself of your goals and focus on that, and use that to motivate you. But if you're religious, pray and involve God in all the work that you do, because He will definitely help you and He will definitely listen. When you're anxious or when you're overwhelmed, just lean back to Him and ask Him to take over that burden and to take it from you and help you to take you to that step where you want to. So briefly, we have learned to be ourselves, to trust the journey, to accept uncertainty, to continuously assess ourselves, and remember to be grateful. Hope this was valuable to you. I hope you have learned something, and if you have, please let me know in the comments. If you need to add something and share with us, add it in the comments. If this was valuable to you, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any future episodes. I love you. Until next time, my name is Owemba Wazikwaje. Bye.